Hi everyone. Like I said, I'm coming back on here and I wanted to talk about some things that I think are very important and that maybe will help you guys out in your journey on what you're going through. And this has to do with kind of stepping out on your own path. And yeah, it is probably the most difficult thing is when someone else has not walked your path before, but yet they are kind of standing back and from a unconscious, unaware point of view, they are looking in and then making judgments, and then yeah, there is kind of a two-faced thing going on, because in this world a lot of times there will be people who are superficial. And so what do we do in those times when that's happening? And sometimes it's our own family, sometimes it's acquaintances, sometimes all these things are going on. And yeah, it's important to know how to stay grounded, how to self-regulate, and to be aware of what we are focusing on, because what we focus on grows. So that is what I want to talk about in this video, because I've been going through some challenges lately, and this has actually been something that I've been challenged with throughout my life, but it's coming up and I'm looking at it from a different standpoint, from a different state of being. Alright? So stay tuned. Alright, so I'm just going to start out with, I've had some choices that I have been making, and these choices have to do with kind of life learning lessons that are, being put before me, that I see, and that I need to be approaching in such a way so that I can move past them. But they are here, and I know that many other people believe I should be doing things a different way, but in my heart I know that this is what is needed. I have certain people in my life who are reaching out and asking me to sit down and talk with them, and to be there, and for healing to take place. And I know where I'm coming from in this. There's no ulterior motives, nothing that is yeah, it's just all coming from a heart space for me. And I've been very upfront with all of that, and it's hard for other people to accept this, and I feel like there's some manipulation going on in my life, kind of saying, well, you can't do this, or then they react to me in a certain way. I have to follow my heart, and each of you has to follow your hearts. We all know where we're coming from. We all know what we can handle. We all, can go within and decide what is best. And when things continue to surface, or doors open, then we have that choice to walk through, or to keep repeating the cycle again and again and again. And for me, I feel like I'm here this time to really just rise above and to ascend above, to be aware. And I am in no way perfect. In my humanness, my ego screams and talks up a lot of times. I don't always handle things the right way, but I'm learning to not judge myself or others, and to pick myself up, to do better the next time, and to say it's okay. And then I'm also able to look at other people the same way, knowing that we are all doing the best that we can. And if we can help others, to heal in any areas that, maybe we have been involved in. We don't have to take responsibility for other people's emotions and thoughts, or to carry any of their energy, but we can move from a heart space to help. And so I guess that's the next place I want to go into, is that when we have other people who have different perspectives, because we all live in our own realities, and everything impacts us differently depending on where we are in our lives. And so we could carry that baggage, and we could totally label ourselves in a certain way to be, let's say for CPS families, when someone comes in and says you're an unfit parent, you're abusive or neglectful, or part of the story is given, right? There's a narrative, but there's only one side. People don't know everything that's going on, and that's what's believed, and the energy around that continues to grow in a negative way. We could take that on ourselves and just say, okay, yeah, I am a bad parent. I should have done this differently. We could carry this negativity with us the rest of our lives and feel like, yeah, we're being judged, this is karma, this is condemnation, and all of that. But I am growing to know that there is more to this, more than meets the eye. Like I've said in my other videos, this is about the bigger picture and about learning. And each one of us will one day have to take responsibility for being the creators and co-creators that we are. And we have choices in this. I believe that, I don't know how much of it is our choice. I've heard that we choose everything in this life, and that we even choose our parents and where we live and what we are going through, to be able to learn the life learning lessons, and to be able to ascend, and to be able to grow, and to move, and just to move to a different place, and be the greatest version of who we are. There's so much to say about that, and I'm looking up at the trees behind me. I should turn this around and show you past the tent here. It's just beautiful over there. But I just wanted to come on here to say that we have to stand on our square. And I got a message big time this week when I was trying to ask questions. I've been one who asks questions, and people, when I'm asking these important questions, because they already know the answers and they've been there for a long time, and it's kind of like a math teacher trying to teach math, but isn't very patient, and so you're trying to learn, and they just don't want to take the time, and so they're like, hey, those questions aren't important, it doesn't matter, and stuff like that. So I got some of that this week from questions that I have. I know that in the end, it's each one of us who is accountable for what we do. And so if we don't know the answers to those questions, we have to be careful, because the other people who are maybe providing services or something like that, they're not the ones that are going to have to pay in one way or another for just missteps, mistakes, stuff like that. But on the other hand, the other message I got from the same person was that we need to really do and trust in what we're doing ourselves. Basically following our hearts, going inside and doing what our souls are calling us to do. So it's not about what other people want in our lives or what other people think or anything like that. It's about, what do we want? What do I want? Ask yourself, what do I want? And so that's what I was told this week is, the person was like, I'm doing what I want to do. So I suggest you start doing what you want to do. And that has to do with following our passion, going inside, and really listening to our hearts, quieting those distractions. And as we see what's going on in the world today, there's distractions all over the place, and there's fear that is guiding many people. So I was going to make a video about the coronavirus that they're calling it, and CPS, and what do they have in common. Well, they are being and guiding people with fear, not with love. Each one of them is spreading misinformation and basically conquering, dividing, separating, and it's controlling people. It's not about love, it's not about freedom, it's not about uniting together and being able to really support one another to grow and to use our consciousness and to just be there for one another in love. We do not have scarcity on this planet, and we have everything that we need. So this is more about dropping down from the head and moving into the heart space. And I still think it's okay to ask questions, to have those questions, and that's something that helps us to grow. So I don't think that's a bad thing, but we can get stuck. So it's about balance. And so I wanted to put this video out there to help you guys. If there are people that are judging you, people who aren't supporting you on your path, yeah, you're going to have to just make that choice to do what you feel is right in your heart. You know, coming from a place of wanting to do the best that you can, and ending that cycle, that Groundhog's Day of doing the same thing again and again, and then moving to a different place and having new doors open. So that is what I'm looking forward to, and I love all the people who, do care, and I know that judgment and different things like that, the hatred, frustration, anxiety, depression, any of those types of things that I have dealt with in my life and that other people are dealing with, it's just where we are right now in our state of being, and we can change that by moving out of the lower vibrations, the survival mode, places where it's fight or flight or freeze, and being able to rise up in love. And so focusing on gratitude, as I've said before, breathing, slowing down the breath. Breathe in for 3 to 5 seconds, hold it at the top, and then breathe out for 3 to 5 seconds. Do that with your eyes closed. Yoga, exercise, dancing, and prayer, meditation, all of that is helpful. And getting out in nature, because nature will teach us so many things about what this world is about, and keep us looking and knowing there's something bigger out there, that we don't have to have all the answers, and they will come, I believe, in the right time when we're ready. And so let's just love ourselves awake, be there for ourselves, because we have to do that before we're able to love others. And this will help our families and unite all of us together to be that change we want to see, and to end the modern day form of human trafficking of CPS. But this goes beyond that. This is about the deception and judgment and just being bound by these hidden contracts that come in all forms, and being able to break free from that and to step into our sovereignty within us as our, we are multidimensional beings of love and light, these souls that never die. So remember that as you walk forward each day, as I am reminding myself as well. I love you guys, and I will talk to you soon. Namaste.